Something's out of my control. Me, I stay in my zone. Gervonta Tank Davis is back in the gym, keeping a low profile, but he's letting you know that it ain't sweet. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I am back with some more boxing. Listen, I need you guys all to subscribe to the channel. We are going to close the year in style. If you are a fan of boxing, if you're not a fan of boxing, I don't even know why you're watching this video, but if you are a fan of boxing and you want to be well informed with what's going on in the world of boxing, make sure you subscribe. Gervonta Davis has had a productive year and quite the year. In January, he came and fought Hector Luis Garcia. Phenomenal performance. I think, Hector Luis Garcia, an Olympian, posed some boxing issues. I had to figure him out. Then he got him up out of there. And I thought Hector Luis Garcia could have continued, but he decided that he knew the end was near, so he kind of quit. Then he fought the mega fight with Ryan Garcia. Same outcome. The only difference is Ryan Garcia probably outside of round 2, and he lost round 2 because he got dropped 10-8 round. He did considerably worse than I would say even Hector Luis Garcia, which is what your boy Ego Stradamus predicted. He fought back-to-back Garcias, Hector Luis Garcia and then Ryan Garcia, and I told you that Hector Luis Garcia, although he's not a bigger name than Ryan Garcia, I thought that fight would be more challenging just because of his style. Styles make fights. Needless to say, Gervonta Davis passed both of those fights with flying colors. Now, Gervonta Davis initially avoided any kind of jail time based on a prior hit and run that went to court, and the girl was claiming bodily harm or injury or whatever. But then they said he was not adhering to the judge's orders of staying with his trainer, Calvin Ford, and he was in the Four Seasons or a penthouse that he had recently purchased. So as a result, the judge punished him and made him finish and do 90 days or 60 days or whatever it was in the slammer. Gervonta Davis served that time, got out, and he's been very low key. He's been called out. People, the crazy thing about Gervonta Davis is this. Gervonta is constantly talked about. I keep telling you, he's the it guy in boxing. He's the face of boxing. Even fighters like Jermell Charlo have said this. Old media doesn't want to admit this, but if you think about it, everybody talks about Gervonta Davis. Gervonta ain't said nothing. He's just been low key, doing his whatever, community service, kicking it with his family, whatever he's doing, yet all these dialogues surround him. You got guys like Terrence Crawford, who just became 2X Undisputed. He's going on popular radio shows like Sway or Breakfast Club, and he's talking about a fight that's not going to happen with Gervonta Davis. You hear Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson. Shakur just did a recent interview, a podcast interview, and he's saying that out of all the fights, the biggest fight and the biggest fight in boxing, he believes is himself and Tank, and so on and so forth. Everybody's talking, even the MMA guys. You got Sean O'Malley, and Sean O'Malley is talking about fighting Gervonta Davis. They're not even in the same sport. And he fought for a title, did good against Aljo, and knocked him out. And the first thing you do when you knock out a UFC former champion is call out a boxing champion. Gervonta Davis is that guy. He's popping. I don't care what nobody says, and that's just what it is. Gervonta, he's been low key. It looks like he added some new tattoos to his hand. I mean, I could be off, but I don't remember him having the elaborate tattoos on his hand. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. So he's getting new ink, PJs, and he did a back to school event for his community, and he's chilling. Meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney are at each other's throats on Twitter. Stay tuned to the end of this video. I'll put it in the card for that particular video. You guys, if you want to be informed with what's going on in the world of boxing, you guys got to click on those links and watch some of the other content that I've produced. I put a lot of time and energy in to make sure the world of boxing is well informed. Gervonta seems to be chilling. So it's great to be at the top of the hill. He's getting inked. He's spending time with his community, giving back to the community, back to school, spending time with his loved ones and family. And obviously something's going to be lined up for him. ESPN reported that Shakur Stevenson and Frank Martin got ordered by the WBC, which leads a lot of people to believe that behind the scenes, it is possible that Gervonta Davis could rematch Pitbull Cruz, because if I'm not mistaken, Pitbull Cruz was ranked a spot higher than Frank Martin. So instead of Shakur and Isaac Cruz being called, why are they skipping to the number 4 guy, which is Frank Martin? The number 1 guy and the 2 guy, that's Shakur Stevenson. The number 1 guy rated with the WBC is Vasily Lomachenko, but Bob Arum already said he's not fighting for the rest of the year. He wants to spend some time away from the sport or whatever. So you have to start looking at who Shakur can fight for the vacant title, and they're suggesting that it's Frank Martin. At least ESPN. We'll see how this all plays out, which leads a lot of people to believe that Pitbull Cruz could get what he's been calling out and what he wants, which is a rematch with Gervonta Davis. Calvin Ford, the trainer of Tank Davis, also said he wants that rematch. And the last thing I'm going to say about that in this video is I don't mind the fight. There were fans who were claiming that Tank was afraid of Pitbull and Pitbull beat him down and all this stuff. Tank beat him with one hand. And I don't even think the fight was close like some people think it was. So I don't have any problem with Tank robbing the bank, because if old media would shut their mouth and shut their candy ad up, then we wouldn't have to even worry about Tank versus Pitbull Cruz. But since they kept opening their mouth with an opinion saying that Pitbull Cruz whooped Tank, then run it back and let's see it and let Tank rob the bank and make him some millions, and let Pitbull Cruz make his millions, and we'll get the proper closure of that fight, which I already know the outcome in my head, but we'll see. There's people, put it this way. If you, the viewer, and you, the fans, don't put out these things like, oh, there's controversy, then there's literally no reason to run it back. But of course, if people are saying there's controversy and you sold the fight the first time, of course, you're going to try to clear that up for the fans and rob the bank twice instead of a fresh opponent. So if you guys don't want that, then guess what? Shut your mouth and just admit Tank won, and then he can move on to a fresh option. That's not what old media did, so run it back. Let's get it. Gervonta Davis, I like that he's in the gym, keeping his weight down. And, you know, he's the face of boxing. It looks like he knows his role and he understands it very well. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Best in the business amount. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation.